The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Well, good evening. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for this, again, it's November 10th, 2024, Sunday night, and a rare split doubleheader for you. If you were with us earlier today, poor Greg Jeffries. Oh, the Reds beat the Mets 8-4 in Game 3 of their series, and so the Cincinnati Reds are one game away from winning the National League pennant in 1988. Easy 8-4 win, Game 4 of that series, 7 o'clock tomorrow night. It will not be Dwight Gooden. He is not ready to go. It'll be Ron Darling for the Mets to save their season. And unfortunately for Darling, it's Danny Jackson who pitched well in Game 1. So the Reds had the first of 4 chances to go to the World Series starting tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Who are they going to play? If the Mets don't make the most miraculous comeback in baseball history, well, that's hard to tell because this series here, the Red Sox and the Twins are tied at 1. It was Todd Benzinger and his grand slam in the 8th inning of Game 1 that propelled the Red Sox over the Twins 5-1. And in Game 2, Minnesota put up a 10 spot on the board. I think it was 11-5 was the final. So, as Joe Morgan would say, and we're not talking about Joe Morgan, the baseball player, but Walpole Joe, this series is 6-2 and even. The scene shifts to Minneapolis in the Metrodome for Game 3. It will be Mike Boddicker for the Red Sox and Les Straker for the Twins. Straker, not necessarily a household name in baseball parlance, a good pitcher. You could see Bert Blyleven go in Game 4, as his replay numbers, and that's kind of what we go on, are much better than his real-life numbers. And so it wouldn't have been a stretch for them if they can't go with Frankie Viola in Game 4. We know, because this series is at 1 game apiece, that this will go the full 3 in Minneapolis. And so that's the setup for you. Couple changes for both teams without the left-handers on the hill, Viola and Anderson. It'll be Rich Gedman behind the plate. And Larry Parrish will play first base for the Red Sox. For the Twins, it's pretty much their Game 1 lineup. So if you're quite ready, let's do this. It's game number 3 between the Red Sox and the Twins next, as Retro Sports Network presents the 1988 American League Championship Series replay. Tonight, Game 3 from the Hubert Horatio Humphrey Metrodome in Minneapolis, Minnesota, between the Minnesota Twins and Boston Red Sox. And tonight's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Straker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And so it will be Les Straker on the mound, and this will be the lineup that he will face. Wade Boggs leads off at third. Marty Barrett at second will bat second. Dwight Evans gets the call at third. He's in right field. Mike Greenwell is in left. He will be the cleanup hitter. Ellis Burks in center will bat fifth. Jim Rice, the DH, he'll bat sixth. He's had a home run in the series already. Larry Parrish will get the start in front of Todd Benzinger at first base. He will bat seventh. Jody Reed at short will go eighth. And Rich Gedman behind the plate will bat ninth. Straker, 105 pitches, and if he's good, that'll get you 7. As we set the defense for you, it'll be Dan Gladden at 8 and a 7 in left. Kirby Puckett at 10 and an 8 in center. Randy Bush gets the call in right field. He's a 4 and a 5 in right. How you doing, Tribe fan? Gary Gaiani at 10 at third. Greg Gagne a 5 at short. Tommy Herr a 5 at second. Gene Larkin a 3 at first. Kent Herbeck will be the DH. Tim Labner behind the plate is a 7 and a 4. And I don't think I turned the Twins onto the computer yet. But the Browns pulled off a win today on the bye week, 23-21. That's cool. It's always good. Oh, I did already. To win your bye week. So Wade Boggs, 1 for 6 on the series, but he's walked twice, struck out once, and scored. Jim Donovan would be proud of that win. Pitch to Boggs, and Game 3 starts with a walk. Now, normally I would do the home team, but I will do what I've always done with the Red Sox. I will play them out. If Straker gets into trouble and the computer refuses to pull him, I will pull Straker, as I normally would in a playoff game. Marty Barrett, 2 for 8 on the series. 2 singles, a run, and a strikeout. Boggs on first. He's not stealing. Barrett hits a fly ball to right. Bush moving over into the alley, makes the catch, and there's one away. Also next week, you'll be watching online for Winnipeg versus Toronto in the Grey Cup. Toronto's quarterback got hurt, I understand. Dwight Evans, 1 for 6 with a run scored, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Let's say Winnipeg would be favored. Yep. I know nothing. I know the Winnipeg Jets would be favored. They're off to a rocket start. Pitch to Evans. There's a base hit left center field. Gladden will pick it up. And Boggs will hold at second. So first and second, 1 out for Greenwell. 1 for 8. A single, an RBI, and a run scored. Straker in his first ever playoff appearance, I think. Greenwell into right. Bush, that's going back. Randy to the track, makes the catch. Will Boggs tag? No. So 2 out for Ellis Burks, who's 0 for... I didn't realize they were that poor of a hitting team. 0 for 7. And I replaced the one with the 4 RBI. I'm such a good manager. Ellis 0 for 7, has stolen a base, walked, struck out 3 times, and scored. Later in the game, Toronto's quarterback got hurt. Game is in Vancouver this year. Jonas Brothers playing halftime. Well, that's going after that, late 30s Canadian female demographic for that. Not as good as... Oh, Green Day played last year. You woke them up when September ended, huh? Wonder if Scotty would go. Pitch to Burks. Runner is on first and second. That's in the left. Gladden going back there. And Dan will make the catch, and that'll take care of business for the Red Sox in the first. They get a hit, leave on 2. Half an inning in Game 3, no score. So Mike Boddicker, in the replay, did not do as well as he did on the real year. The record, 7-2. Fantastic, 14 starts. 31 years old, 88-mile-an-hour fastball. Specialty is actually the curve, not the fastball. But his ERA was 3.66, which was a full run higher than it was against the Twins. I mean, against them in real life. He did not face the Twins with the Red Sox. He might have faced them with Baltimore. He last pitched against the Indians somewhat... Tribe fan, and I think Midlife Crisis asked, how long did the computer use him on October 2nd? He actually is on 6 days rest. He's fine. And at 14-3, last day of the season, pasting by Cleveland, he went 4 2/3, 99 pitches, 7 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. The Indians took him for 4 and over 6 to start that series, but the Red Sox won the game 5-4. So 86 innings for Boddicker, 101 pitches, 101 hits, 41 runs, 35 hits, 3 homers. He walked 29. I'm way quiet. All right, let me take a look. 29 walks, 61 strikeouts. All right, let's see. Did we play with the volume again? Sound settings. All right. That better? No stealing my stuff. So this is the Twins lineup. Dan Gladden in left will lead off. Tommy Herr at second will bat second. Kirby Puckett in center goes third. Gary Gaetti, who had drove in 4 in game 2, is at third. He'll clean up. All right, I turned up the volume on the mic. Kent Herbeck is the DH. He'll bat fifth. Gene Larkin, Mean Gene the hitting machine at first, will bat sixth. Randy Bush in right will bat seventh. Tim Loudner behind the plate goes eighth. Greg Gagne at short batting ninth. And Boddicker can get you eight. Gonna have to work hard to get there. Mike Greenwell a 5 and a 3 in left as we set the Red Sox defense. Ellis Burks a 7 and a 5 in center. Dwight Evans a 6 and an 8 in right. Wade Boggs a 7 at third. Jody Reed a 3 at short. Marty Barrett a 5 at second. Larry Parrish a 2 at first. And again, he was an absolute steal that Lou Gorman picked up for the Red Sox. The Rangers just outright released him. Rich Gedman, his series debut behind the plate, he's an 8 and a 7. And Boddicker a 6 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Gladden 1 for 10 on the series with 3 strikeouts. Boddicker starts game 3. Got him! Not a good time to go into a slump. A full count fastball chased 1 out. Tommy Herr is 6 for 9. All that playoff experience coming through. Herr has a double, has scored 3 times, and driven in a run. High ground ball to Parrish. Takes it to the bag for the out. 2 away for Kirby Puckett. Kirby 2 for 8 in this series with an RBI, 2 singles, and 2 runs scored. Pitch to Kirby. There's a line drive to right. Evans is there, and that will take care of the Twins. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 1, no score. So Rice, Parrish, and Reed to face Straker here in the second. Jim Ed 2 for 8. He homered in game 1 and is driven in 2. In the left center, Kirby, 1 out for Larry Parrish, who did strike out as a pinch hitter. We weren't kidding when he said he overperformed. He had 275, 11 homers, and 39 RBI. I forgot to look. Didn't matter. Straker never faced the Red Sox. 1 out, pitch to Parrish. There's a base hit to left. That'll drop in front of Gladden, and Parrish doesn't even have the speed to think about second. So second hit for the Red Sox. Jody Reed 2 for 6 on the series. Has struck out once. How you doing, Ben? Nice to have you along. The Patriots today, in their win, sacked the Chicago quarterback 9 times. That's impressive. Pitch to Reed. Jody into right. Bush waits, makes the catch for the out, and Parrish goes back to first. Rich Gedman making his series debut. Gedman and Cerrone pretty much in a dead platoon. Rich hit 241 in 88. I forget when his last year was, but we're coming up on it. 9 homers and 39 RBI. And if you're wondering about the accuracy of Action PC Baseball, in real life, he hit 9 homers and had 39 RBI. Parrish on first, 2 out. Straker ready. In the center field, back goes Kirby. Way back to the 408 sign, but he makes a web gem. He leaps against the wall and robs Gedman of an extra base hit. How about that? An absolute web gem. After an inning and a half, no runs, a hit. The Red Sox have left on 3. There is no score. Gary Gaetti has had a monster series. He is 3 for 7, and all 3 of those hits were extra base hits, two doubles, a homer, and 4 RBI. He has scored 3 times. And yet, Kirby covered some serious square footage in making that catch. Pitch to Gaetti. That's popped up third base side. Boggs into foul territory, and somebody from St. Paul made that catch, and it's 0-2. As you hear a siren behind me, the 0-2 from Boddicker. Gaetti in the left. Back goes Greenwell to the wall. And again, that's off the wall. Gaetti has another hit, and it is another extra base hit. 4 hits, 4 extra base hits for Gaetti. Nobody out for Herbeck, who is having a good series. 3 for 9 with 2 doubles. If you forgot the 87 postseason, it would be impossible, absolutely impossible for me to replicate just how loud this place was. Pitch to Herbeck. Into left center, Burks is going to have to cover some acreage, makes the catch. Gaetti goes back to the bag and will hold there. That new fire alarm system that we have here, which is one of the reasons why this replay is dragged into November, registers in here at 80 decibels. That's what we were told. 80 decibels when you're at your pillow. I forget what the decibel level is of a jet engine. Gene Larkin, by the way, 2 for 7 on the series, 2 doubles and 3 RBI. But with everybody in full throat in this dome, it registered to the same level as a jet engine. Pitch to Larkin. There's a ground ball. Boddicker, first base side, throws to Parrish, and Gene is retired. Gaetti doesn't move. 2 out for Randy Bush. Bush did not play against Bruce Hurst in Game 2. He went 1 for 4 against Clemens and company in Game 1. How loud was it? $110 to $170 for a jet engine. It certainly was over $110. During the World Series, ABC had a decibel meter, one of those handheld things, by one of the dugouts, and I certainly remember it being 3 digits. So Gaetti on second, 2 out, no score. Pitch to Bush. Randy grounds one to Parrish, who takes it to the bag, and that will do. No runs, a hit. The Twins leave on their first runner, and after 2 in Game 3, no score. So Straker survives his opening 9, 30 pitches, 2 innings, 2 hits, and a walk, which was to Wade Boggs. Interesting, we're talking about the Grey Cup earlier being in Vancouver. When BC Place was built, it was the same design as the Metrodome, fabric roof and all that. When they refurbed the place a few years ago, they replaced the roof. Pitch to Boggs. Wade, slow ground ball over the mound. Gagne is just going to eat it, and Boggs has a single. That was a terrible call, Ron. So just kind of lost speed as it hit the backside of the mound, and Gagne decided that discretion was a better part of valor and didn't throw. So the third hit for the Red Sox. Here's Marty Barrett. He's 0 for 1. Who should be your DH for the Phillies in their 76 series against the White Sox? Who's your weakest outfielder? I would say Luzinski, because he actually was a DH for the White Sox. Marty Barron is 0 for 1. Pitch to Marty. Into left center, right center field. Kirby going back there, and again he covers half the state of Minnesota for the out. So 1 out for Dewey, who singled his first time up. What I would do is look at your outfielders, Dave, and look at who the worst fielder is. into left center. Puckett comes in this time. Kirby's getting a workout there. Makes the catch, and Boggs goes back. 2 out for Greenwell, who's 0 for 1. To get back to the noise here, it rattled the Tigers. And unlike football, where you can ask for quiet and put your hands down, the ref, and boos and all that, you don't do that in baseball. So Lance Parrish and that Tiger pitching staff had a hard time getting on the same page just because the noise was so distracting. 2 out for Greenwell, who's 0 for 1. That's into right center for a base hit. Bush will pick it up. Boggs, don't go to third, will throw it. Boggs goes to third, but the throw is cut off. Runners on the corners for Ellis Burks, who's 0 for 1. No score, top of the third, 2 out. Red Sox have runners on the corners. Straker's pitch to Burks. Here's a ground ball to Larkin. This should end. No, it doesn't. Larkin can't make the play. He tried to pick it up before it was in his glove, and it gets away, but he did get it. He fumbled it. He did his best impression of Herschel Walker. He fumbled it, he found it, he walked to the bag, and that's it. I think Burke slowed down, and that's why he's retired. Straker is grateful for that. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. I thought he bobbled that one all the way. The Red Sox, in 80s fashion, have left on 5 through 3, and after 2.5, no score. Or if Dick Allen could be a DH option, that's for sure, too. Remember that period, I think it was the late 80s, Ben says, where the refs would flag the fans of the home team. Yep. You got one warning, and then the next time it was 15 yards. Then they'd sit there and boo and throw crap. Bobbled, but able to recover and get the out. What a big play by Larkin. I thought that was an error. Tim Loudner 1 for 8 on the series, but that was an RBI double. He has also struck out 4 times. Boddicker deals. That's a ground ball to Parrish. Larry takes his time to the bag for the out, 1 away. For Greg Gagne, who had a home run in Game 2 and has driven in 3. He's 2 for 8. Boddicker's pitch. Base hit right center. Burks will throw it in, and they're going to get Gagne caught between first and second. How about that? How about that? You can overrun first, but you can't get caught between first and second. It took a true hop right in the bare hand of Ellis Burks, who threw a bullet to second, and Barrett was waiting, and Gagne got caught in no man's land. So it's a single, and then 8-4-3. As he tried to stretch that out for a double. That sounds like a phone number. Straker was happy as Larkin, yep. And Gardner declares the game broken. One of those rare plays. Dan Gladden struck out his first time up. Boddicker opening 9, 29 pitches, 2 2/3, 2 hits and a strikeout. So the Red Sox lose a break, and the Red Sox get a break. And you can say the same for the Twins, just not in that order. Pitch to Gladden. There's a ground ball over the mound. Reed has it, throws to Parrish. Gladden running, but he's out. And that'll do. After 3, the Twins get a hit and waste it. No runs, no errors. We go to the 4th. Pitcher's duel here at the Metrodome. No score. So Rice, Parrish, and Reed to face Straker. Jim Ed is 0 for 1. Right center, Puckett. Waits, 1 out. For Larry Parrish, who singled his first time up. Red Sox have 4 hits, the Twins 2. In the left, Gladden moving over. Dan is there, makes the catch, 2 out. I like the suggestion of Dick Allen. What's Luzinski in left field, Dave? Jody Reed is 0 for 1. Straker, 2 out here, top of the 4th, in a scoreless tie. Pitch to Jody. Base hit right center. That's going to get all the way down. Kirby will take it off the wall, and Reed's going to have a double at least. He's going to try for third. Puckett with a good arm. Reed with good speed. Here's the throw. Gaetti is there, but it's a triple for Jody Reed. He had one in real life. He's got one here in the ALCS. And it comes with 2 out in the 4th. Yeah, if Luzinski's a 4, you don't want him out there. So just remember, he can't go in the field. You'll lose the DH. Gedman 0 for 1. Reed on third. 2 out, top the 4th. Straker deals. And Gedman sends this one into right, but Bush should be able to corral that. He does, and that will take care of the side. Red Sox have left on 6. I need a drink. Red Sox, nothing. Twins, nothing. Okay, here's how the playoffs have gotten so far. National League is, the Reds are 1 game away. They beat the Mets and Dwight Gooden 4-2 in Game 1. In Game 2, they beat Bobby Ojeda and the Mets 4-3. And in Game 3 earlier today, it was a one-sided affair, 8-4. Poor Greg Jeffries, a huge error with the infield in and the bases loaded, which all 4 of those runs, or all 5 of the Reds' runs in the 8th, were unearned. This series, the Red Sox beat Minnesota 5-1 in Game 1, thanks to a Todd Benzinger grand slam in the 8th. And in Game 2, Minnesota pounded Boston 12-3. Gary Gaetti, 3 extra base hits, including a 3-run homer, and he drove in 4. Tommy Herr is 0 for 1. Yeah, Goose Gossage was a starter for Chicago. He would be sent to Pittsburgh for 1977, and they converted him as a closer, or fireman, if you will. And before the 78 season, I believe he was sent over with Willie Randolph to the Yankees. Pitch to Herr. Tommy has a base hit in the left center field. Jody did not make a good play, and the leadoff hitter is on. So 1 on, nobody out for Kirby Puckett, who's 0 for 1. Has singled twice in the series. Boddicker deals. There's a slow ground ball to Parrish. They might get, nope, no 2. Herr will take second. Parrish takes Puckett by himself for the out. So Herr is on second. 1 out for Gaetti, who doubled his first time up. Boddicker deals. Gaetti laces this one down the line and left. Does Greenwell get it? Oh, he's got to dive for it. And he's going to try. Can't get there. And Herr isn't going to... he does stop. Greenwell recovers quickly and makes a good strike to third. However, nobody out. Runners on the corners. Gaetti on first, Herr on third. And here's Kent Hrbek. He's 0 for 1. Boddicker takes a deep breath and deals. And walks Hrbek. The bases are loaded. Nobody out for Gene Larkin, who's 0 for 1. Gene has doubled twice in the series. So Herr on third. Gaetti on second, and Hrbek on first. Gaetti should score on a single. Boddicker's pitch. Base hit right side. Herr's going to score. 1-0 Twins. Dewey's up with it. Gaetti's looking. He'll hold. That wasn't a very hard hit ball, but the Twins score first. It's 1-0. And Boddicker's in a jam here in the 4th for Randy Bush, who is 0 for 1. So Larkin on first, Herbeck on second, Gaiani on third. Boddicker deals, and Bush, ground ball to Barrett, makes a fantastic play. They're going to try to end the inning right now. Reed for one, Jody throws to first, and they turn it. What a play by Marty Barrett. So the run will not score. The Twins had the bases loaded and nobody out, and they only get one after 4. Twins 1, Red Sox nothing. So Straker has been given a lead. 18 batters, 76 pitches, 4 innings, 5 hits, and a walk. And the walk was to Wade Boggs, who also singled his first time up. I'm trying to think. I don't know if 76 was the last year of that or 75. But Comiskey Park, for a time in the 70s, had a grass outfield, but an artificial surface infield. Pitch to Boggs. There's a line drive, left center, goes the other way, and that's a single. So Boggs has 2 hits tonight and a walk. 6 hit for the Red Sox. Here's Marty Barrett, who's 0 for 2. They moved the goalpost back in Comiskey in 75. Is that the turf? All right, so 76 was the first year they were back on the grass. Curious that you're doing that, because for Dick Allen, that's a return home. Pitch to Barrett is not going to bunt. Marty into right. Bush waits, makes the catch, and Boggs goes back. And Dick Allen with a great line, if I can't smoke it, I don't want to play on it. Dwight Evans, 1 for 2 with a single. So Boggs on first. Twins 1, Red Sox nothing. Top the 5th. Past her into center field. So the Red Sox got something cooking here in the 5th. Kirby quickly cuts it off. So first and second for Mike Greenwell, who was 1 for 2. Ben agrees with Dick Allen. So would Scotty if he was here. So Boggs on second, Evans on first, Greenwell, the Red Sox MVP, and a good chance that he's the American League MVP. Pitch from Straker. Greenwell, a ground ball to Gagne, should be 2. Her for 1. Tommy turns, throws to Larkin, and that is a 6-4-3 double play. So the Red Sox again get nothing and like it. They have 7 hits, and they've left on 7. Halfway through game number 3, Twins 1, Red Sox nothing. If you joined us late, all the scoring has been in the 4th. This one has been a pitcher's duel. The Twins 1 run, 5 hits, no errors. Red Sox no run, 7 hits, no errors. Gene Larkin a single to score Tommy Hearn to make it 1-0 Twins. That was their good news. The bad news is Randy Bush, if you're a Twins fan, hit into a double play with the bases loaded, and that retired the side. Les Straker holding his own, 5 innings, 7 hits, and a walk in his playoff debut. Mike Boddicker, who pitched in the 83 World Series, 4 innings, 5 hits, a run that's been earned, a walk, and a strikeout. So lots of pitch to contact so far. It'll be Loudner, Gagne, and Gladden here in the 5th. Tim is 0 for 1. That's up the middle, and that's a base hit. So Loudner has a hit. Now bring up Greg Gagne, who has a single today. He's 1 for 1, and now 3 for 9 on the series. Dave is playing the first of that series. If you did not watch last night's hangout, what a ball game. Strap Basic Expos and Reds from Riverfront Stadium, which on this channel is one game away from hosting the first game of the World Series. Kirk Gibson is looking to sign with somebody. Pitch to Gagne. He hits a soft one up the middle. Reed takes it to the bag himself at second for one. The throw to first. Gagne is out, not in time. So Reed tried to turn two and couldn't do it. So 6U on the fielder's choice. Here's Gladden. 0 for 2 with a strikeout. 18 batters deep for Boddicker, 4 1/3. 57 pitches, 6 hits, a walk and a strikeout. Jerry Martin just erred and left in that game. Gagne goes. Gedman throws down to Barrett, and Gregg is thrown out. Gedman threw him out. So 2 out in a 1-strike count. 1-0 Twins, 2 out, bottom of the 5th, nobody on. Pitch to Gladden, slow chopper to Barrett. Marty throws to first, and that will retire the side. This is not the one I pegged to be a pitcher's duel. After 5, no runs, a hit. Twins have made a couple base-running blunders, but they lead the Red Sox 1-0. So Burks, Rice, and Parrish to face Straker in what might be his last inning. Ellis is 0 for 2. Straker's pitch. Left center, Puckett. Going back, Kirby. Going to release this into an exercise video. He has run a long way tonight, 1 out. For Jim Rice, who's 0 for 2. Straker's pitch. Base hit, left center field. Gladden will pick it up. Rice is going to hold himself right there. 1 out, 8th hit for the Red Sox. Here's Larry Parrish. Larry 1 for 2 with a single. Pitch from Straker. There's a fly ball to left. Gladden waits, makes the catch for the out. One of the other things about this place, and Tommy Hurd really hated it, is that dome isn't solid. It's a fabric, like a Teflon. And if you remember, one night before the Giants and the Vikings were to play, there was a hole in the roof. It ripped open. All the snow didn't get melted off, and that was it. They didn't fix it. They were going to rebuild the place anyway. It's now U.S. Bank Field. But in the daytime, Jody Reed, by the way, has a triple in this one. 2 out, Rice on first. Because it was a fabric roof, it did let some light in, and so it was this kind of a murky, orangish twilight when you looked up. And it made, because remember, baseballs aren't white, they're covered with mud, it just made a pop-up hard to follow. Loudner and Straker have a word. Les is ready. He deals to Reed. Ripped down the line and left. Gladden has to go get it. Rice is not the fastest runner in the world. Gladden waits. Rice will round third, and we are tied up. A huge double for Jody Reed. It pairs nicely with his triple. And it's a 1-1 game. And as Straker's day is done, they're going to go with German Gonzalez to face Rich Gedman. We got a pitching change. This game coming to you from the Metrodome in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So Gonzalez has had a couple days to get over the grand slam he gave up to Benzinger in Game 1. He went that inning. He was only charged with a 1 run. The other ones went to Viola. He threw 20 pitches, and to his credit, he struck out the first 2 he faced in that inning before the Benzinger home run. He is 26. He throws a fastball at 93 and is a standard pitcher. So Jody Reed, who just drove home Jim Rice, is standing on second, 2 out, top the 6th, in a 1-1 tie. Gedman will stay in. He's 0 for 2 today. Pitch from Gonzalez. There's a slow ground ball to Gagne. Greg has it, throws to Larkin, and that'll do. So Gedman is taken care of. We go to the bottom of the sixth here in Game 3. 6-2 and even. Red Sox 1, Twins 1. Tommy Herr 1 for 2. He has singled and scored. That came in the fourth. 1 run, 9 hits, no errors, and they left on 8. The Twins, 1 run, 6 hits, no errors, and they have left on 3. Pitch to Herr. Tommy hits a ground ball to short. Reed throws to Parrish for the out. Kirby Puckett is 0 for 2. 2 for 10 in the series. Boddicker winds and fires. Ground ball to Parrish. Larry waits, takes it to the bag, and there are 2 out. So Boddicker's done his job. Gary Gaetti is 2 for 2. He has singled and doubled. That single, by the way, was his first base hit that wasn't an extra base hit. He has been a thorn in the Red Sox side. Pitch from Boddicker. He went to first. He swung on and missed a 1-2 pitch, but Gedman couldn't find it. And Gaetti's on a wild pitch. Gary Gaetti is living the life of Riley there at the plate. He had struck out. Only the second strikeout for Boddicker. But they couldn't get the tag down. 2 out for Kent Hrbek, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. This one has been a bit strange, don't you think? Pitch to Hrbek. There's a liner in the right. Evans won't get there. Gaetti should go to third. Evans has it. They're going to try to get Gaetti at third. Evans makes a good throw directly, and it's going to be late. So runners on the corners, 2 out. For Gene Larkin, who's 1 for 2. He has singled and drove home Herr in the fourth. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? A little too ironic. And I really do think. Runners on the corners. Larkin, ground ball to Parrish. Larry takes it to the bag, and the Twins do not score. No runs, a hit, and no errors. The Twins have left on 5, and after 6, it's 1-1. Oh, that song is close to 30. I think she did that album in 95. Wade Boggs, by the way, 2 for 2. He has singled twice and walked. And honestly, Vinny isn't the right impression to do. It really is an Andy Rooney impression. Yep, the older you get, the faster time flies. Isn't it ironic? And why do peanut butter jars have 3 lids? Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? Did you ever wonder why I never said, did you ever wonder why? Boggs, there's a fly ball to left. Gladden going back where he'll corral this. Man, my voice is starting to go. 1 out. For Marty Barrett. Marty is 0 for 3. Rooney was great on 60 Minutes. I think his eyebrows are still there every Sunday, aren't they? So Gonzalez doing a little bit better than he did the other night. Barrett 0 for 3. Marty, ground ball to Larkin, and that's going to play Gene. That this time is an error. He's not fumbling that one and recovering. And so that's the first error for Larkin. So Barrett on, 1 out for Evans. Evans, Greenwell, and Burks to face Gonzalez now, the heart of the Red Sox order. Evans is 2 for 3. How you doing, Scotty? Dewey has singled twice. Gonzalez pauses for a minute and tries to regroup. If you're not mistaken, Rooney did not care for new technology. Oh no. Oh no. Why is it? I now have to dial 7 digits to get my phone. When I used to call the New York Times to complain about a piece I had written or read, I just had to dial 4 numbers and got the editor directly. But now, I have to dial 7 numbers. It takes time to do. Time extra I could have spent complaining about the article I didn't like. Dewey's 2 for 3. Fly ball into center field. Puckett doesn't really have to move. Makes the catch and Barrett goes back. Mike Greenwell is 1 for 3. Why is it now that coffee comes in a plastic container? I can't store my bacon grease in a plastic container. I mailed a letter to chock full of nuts and they haven't responded yet. I wonder why. Okay, that's about enough of that. Pitch to Greenwell, who's 1 for 3. Ground ball to her. Tommy runs in, throws to Larkin, and the Red Sox do not score. Stretch times 1-1. No runs, no hits, and an error for the Red Sox in the top of the 7th, so it's 1-1 after 6.5. 1-0 Phils in the 6th game, one of that. Were Andy's segments in black and white? They were on Kinescope in black and white. Randy Bush is 0 for 2. There's a ground ball to Barrett. Marty throws to first. Parrish is there, 1 away. So Boddicker just kind of plugging along here with 1 out in the 7th. Tim Loudner 1 for 2 with a single. And Loudner draws the walk, so the go-ahead run is on. I don't think that Andy Rooney would have found it very funny that we turn an Alanis Morissette lyric into a 5-minute routine on Andy Rooney. Greg Gagne is 1 for 2. He is single in this one. Loudner has no speed. I wonder if they would pinch run. Remember, the computer's running the Twins. No, Loudner stays. Gagne hits a slow ground ball to Parrish. You can't play it. I sound like Sean McDonough. Gagne's going to reach on the air. And now 2 on and 1 out for Dan Gladden, who's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. So Boddicker rolls his eyes, 6 1/3, 27 batters, 96 pitches, 7 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. So the Twins in business here in the 7th. Everyone is fully rested for the Red Sox. Boddicker deals. Gladden in the right center. That's going to score a run. Burks throws into second. Gladden has an RBI double. The Twins go up 2-1. And that's true, Ben. Well, as what I say at the end of whenever talking about stuff like this, as bad as things are now, they are as good as they're ever going to be. And what kind of name is Yasser? Isn't that supposed to be the opposite of no, sir? That's your baby there, Demos. So Boddicker down 2-1. 220 is the average here. And that is the best that anyone's going to do. So Boddicker is going to stay. With 1 out, I think you got to play him in. Actually, they'll play halfway. Tommy Herr 1 for 3. He has a single and a run scored. So Gladden and Gagne, the runners on. Twins have the go-ahead run already in here in the second, and they're just looking for a couple pieces of insurance. Gedman reminds Boddicker of that. Mike from the set deals. A ground ball to Barrett. Gagne will try and score. Barrett throws home to Gedman, and Gagne is out. They made the right choice. 2 out. So that's, a good reason why you play him halfway. If you can see the run, you got the easy out at first, but you're not giving up the single. 2 out for Kirby, who's 0 for 3. Almost slipped into an old... Yep. I'm sure that was an old SNL skit. So Kirby 0 for 3, 2-1, Twins 2 out, bottom of the 7th. Kirby gets hit. Bases loaded, 2 out. And when Gaetti coming up, I haven't done a visit yet. 261 versus Boddicker. Yep, we're going to make a change. Say, kids, what time is it? It's Bob Stanley time. It's Bob Stanley time. He's 34 and throws a fastball 84. In game 2, he worked for you in a 12-3 loss. He went an inning, 27 pitches, 4 hits, 4 runs. It was earned, a home run. So Stanley in with the bases loaded in a 2-1 ball game, 2 out for Gaetti, who has ripped the Red Sox in this series. He is now 5 for 10, 3 doubles, a homer, and 4 RBI. Stanley deals. Gaetti in the left center. Burke should grab this one. He does. And they get out of the bases loaded jam. Stanley's quite happy about that. 1 run. 1 hit and no errors. We go to the 8th. The usual "Where's Bob Stanley" crowd isn't here tonight. Minnesota 2, Boston 1. So German Gonzalez threw 12 pitches in the 7th. In 6th, he's actually retired 4 batters. Ellis Burks is 0 for 3. And you get a couple more there. It's safe to bring in Jeff Reardon. Pitch to Burks. Struck him out. An 0-2 fastball, 1 out. For Jim Rice, who's 1 for 3, he has singled and he scored on the Jody Reed hit in the 6th. Popped up left side. Gagne will make the catch for the out, 2 away. 2-1 Twins, 2 out, 8th inning. Larry Parrish, who had that big error in the 7th, 1 for 3. Do we pinch hit? Who can hit already? That Red Sox bench is short. So the game 1 hero will pinch hit. Actually has a pinch hit homer in the series. Really? No, that must have been at the real year. That pinch hit, he did not pinch hit in game 1. Instead, he hit the grand slam. Got a 13% chance of hitting 1 here. So 2-1, 2 out, 8th inning. Benzinger will play first base. Strikeout. He got him on a 1-2 curve. We go to the bottom of the 8th here in game 3. Twins 2, Red Sox 1. So Benzinger is a 2 at first. Stanley. Yeah, he really is the best option here. Let me tell you about what I'm looking at here. This is in the 2024 version of the game. On the right, you see where it's versus Herbeck. It'll tell you specifically what the average and on-base percentage would pop up in the outcome box. I could go with Tom Bolton with Larkin and Bush, but Stanley appears strong. Lamp would get nailed. Lee Smith did not pitch in game 2. So, just something to keep in mind if you play the game. That will tell, and I really didn't pay much attention to that until recently. So it'll tell you what the outcome box would tell you. For lots of players, these games are a chance at continued glory long after they're gone. For Bob Stanley, not so much. Minnesota Fats in attendance waiting for his cue. He's there to protect Keith Olderman's mom from errant throws. Pitch to Herbeck. Kent hits this one high and deep into right. Back goes Evans, and that is caught. That ran out of real estate. 1 out. A long, loud out. Gene Larkin 1 for 3. Had an RBI single. 2-1 game. It would be Reed, Gedman, and Boggs in the 9th, and I'm assuming it's going to be Reardon. Pitch to Larkin. There's a ground ball to Barrett. Marty throws to Benzinger. 2 out. Is Minnesota Fats even alive in 1988? Randy Bush is 0 for 3. So Stanley's going to eat some innings here. To Barrett again. Second verse, same as the first. We go to the 9th here in game number 3. And it will be Jeff Reardon, and he's as fresh as a daisy. He hasn't pitched in this series. I don't think. I don't remember. Nope. He's on to close it. Reardon, if you're a Red Sox fan, did not pitch as well in the replay as he did in real life. Still wasn't terrible. 2-4, that matches real life record. But his ERA is .359. He pitched 50 times. He had 34 save opportunities and closed 30 of them. He finished 5th in saves. Against the Red Sox, 4 times out, 2 2/3, a hit, a run it was earned, and a strikeout. Hi, Ray, thanks for the join, buddy. Fats died in 96. He lived 8 miles from your house. Oh, that would be so cool. So Minnesota Fats is there. And to finish the book on Reardon, 3 saves. He hasn't pitched since the last day of the season. He's actually on 6 days rest. In a 5-2 win over California, he got the save on 15 pitches and struck out 2. His full numbers, 47 2/3, 55 hits, 22 runs, 19 of them earned. He gave up 4 homers. He walked 9 and struck out 38. He loved cats. He used to feed about 40 of them all the time at the local Ramada Inn. This is a type of things you don't ever hear about on a Fortnite stream. Reed has a double and a triple. He is 2 for 3 here in game 3 and now 4 for 9. Reardon 3 outs away from a 2-1 series lead. Red Sox 1 to tie, 2 to go ahead. Pitch to Jody. Struck him out. So Reardon put a little extra on that one to fastball, and Reed chased a splitter out of the zone. 1 out for Gedman. And Gedman will hit. Gedman 0 for 3 and 0 for 3 in the series. Rudolph Wanderone was Minnesota Fats' real name. Pitch to Gedman. Popped up center field. Kirby ranging over. Last chance saloon time. 1 run, 9 hits in error for the Red Sox. They left on 9. Twins 2 runs, 8 hits in error. They left on 8 and made a bunch of base running blunders. Wade Boggs is 2 for 3. He has singled twice and walked. Barrett on deck. Reardon deals. There's a fly ball to left. Back goes Gladden to the wall, and the Twins take a 2-1 lead. Well, don't ever say that I cheat for the Red Sox. That was a good ball game. So the Twins take a 2-1 lead. Yep, that was a good game. 3 hours on the nose. How about that? Twins 2 runs, 8 hits, an error, and they left on 8. The Red Sox 1 run, 9 hits, and an error, and they left on 9. Straker did everything that you were supposed to do for a back-end starter in a playoff game. He went 5 2/3, allowed 9 hits, a run, it was earned, and a walk. Gonzalez shook off the grand slam from Game 1. He retired all 8 men he faced. He struck out 2, and Reardon got all 3 outs in the 9th. So the Twins needed 11 outs out of their pen, and they were perfect. Mike Boddicker, not a bad outing by any stretch. 6 2/3, 8 hits. Both the runs were earned. He walked 2 and struck out 2. Stanley got out of that bases-loaded jam. He retired all 4 men he faced. And that was a good game. All right, let's tell you who the starters will be in Game 4, and that will be Tuesday night at 7 Eastern. Tuesday at 7 Eastern. You know, I want the playoff bracket. Come on, show me. So the Red Sox will be able to go with Roger Clemens, and that's what we'll do. And the Twins will be able to go with Frank Viola. So it will be a matchup of Game 1 between Frank Viola and Roger Clemens. And so they will see you Tuesday night at 7. We will see you tomorrow night at 7 for Ron Darling versus Danny Jackson, with the Reds having a chance to go to the World Series. Until then, I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you tomorrow night. So long, everybody.